say we've got everything here set up to be able to pull all the users back. Now we just need to write the code for this in the Lambda function. So if we go down to handle get users, we now want to look up in the DocumentDB, the DynamoDB document client documentation to find how it gets from the database. Let's go to this here, which is a put, and we're going to search for get. So let's scroll to the very top, and then we'll find get. So this is the code that we need here. So we're going to switch back to the Lambda function, and we're going to paste this in. Have all this stuff over. And please forgive me on the indenting. To save time, I'm not going to go through and change this. Okay, so the table name, remember, is being passed to the environment variable, so we're going to call this table name. And the key is being passed as our ID. So here we're going to say ID equal to, oh sorry, there is no ID. Whoops, 1 second. This is the code that we're going to be using for our other function. So let me just copy that down there. So this one will get the user ID and then pass it into the function document client.get, which will then pull this back. So we'll circle back to that. What we need now is the get all. So let's try get. So this would be a scan. Sorry. Yeah, see, there's different terminology when it comes to DynamoDB. So the first one's a get, and that's by one. But then if you want all of them, it's called a scan. So we're going to be scanning all these records versus getting one record. So now inside of the Lambda function, let's add this. And this isn't a deep dive course in a document or DynamoDB, but the thing that you should understand is that when it comes to getting things from the database, it's always better to do a get or a query than it is to do a scan. And that's because you could have 1 million records, and a scan will scan through all 1 million records, whereas a get by ID will go to just one record. And that's the way that DynamoDB kind of works. So your queries are optimized if you use a query, but if you use a scan, they're super inefficient. For us, it doesn't matter too much because our data is so small, but you definitely don't want to do this as you grow. So we don't need any filter expressions. As I said, you can get really deep into DynamoDB. We don't actually need to have all this right now, so I'm going to delete it. And so our params are very straightforward. We just have table name. And then DocumentDB scan, we're going to switch this to an arrow function. And we're going to change, instead of console.log error, we're going to say reject. You can probably see why I prefer to do it like this, is because that's pretty clean, you know, like using promises versus async await here. You don't have to mess around with try catch blocks. You're never going to have nested promises. It's very clean looking. And then I'm going to switch these as well while I'm thinking about it. So if there's an error, reject it, otherwise resolve it. Then let's go ahead and save.